Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best air quality meters.
Starting at number 5.
Forensics Basic CO2 Meter. For folks mainly interested in keeping an eye on CO2 levels, the Forensics Basic CO2 meter offers simple, straightforward, and accurate monitoring. In our testing, it consistently read very close to our professionally calibrated CO2 meter, providing us with confidence in its accuracy. This meter is powered via a micro USB cable and has an internal battery that can last up to 12 hours. The clear digital display conveys the current CO2 level, temperature, and humidity. You can also set low and high alarms to warn when the CO2 level moves above or below a user-defined threshold. This meter's biggest weakness is its specificity. It only measures CO2. Additionally, it lacks the ability to easily provide any longer-term trends or averages for its measurements. If your main concern is knowing when the CO2 concentration moves past a certain limit, we think the Forensics Basic CO2 meter is one of the simplest and most effective devices on the market.
Coming at number 4.
Gain Express Wall Mount. CO2 concentration can be a good indication of the ventilation in your home. More specifically, it can help you ascertain whether exhaled air is building up in your home or being properly ventilated. Therefore, in certain circumstances, keeping indoor CO2 levels low can help mitigate the risk of airborne virus transmission. If this is your main purpose for monitoring indoor air quality, we highly recommend the Gain Express Wall Mount. First off, the readings on this meter stayed incredibly close to those we saw on our professionally calibrated CO2 meter throughout our testing, giving us a high degree of confidence in its accuracy. Secondly, the convenient wall mount and large display allow it to be placed in an easily readable position. This negates the need to repeatedly check an app on your phone or constantly saunter over to the meter to keep an eye on CO2 levels. Thirdly, if you need help remembering to monitor CO2 levels at critical times, you can set custom alarms that will sound when the concentration reaches a particular level. Finally, if you're more interested in CO2 concentration trends and averages, this unit can quickly display averages for both the last 15 minutes and the last 8 hours. If you want to go further, the unit can be connected to a PC via an RS-232 connection for continuous data logging. A slight knock against the Gain Express Wall Mount is its lack of a battery, which makes it harder to move it around the house as needed. Additionally, it is CO2 focused, so it won't be helpful during the summer fire season. However, if you're concerned explicitly with CO2, this meter offers reliable and straightforward tracking with a display that can be read from a distance.
At number 3.
YVELINES Air Quality Tester. The YVELINES Air Quality Tester provides reliable air quality monitoring at a significantly lower cost than many of the most popular models. It covers all the bases, offering 2 different particulate pollution measurements, as well as volatile organic compounds, formaldehyde, and CO2 measurements. We were particularly impressed with its PM2.5, the pollutants associated with wildfire smoke and other smoke-based sources of air pollution, accuracy, as throughout our tests it stayed almost in lockstep with our professional-grade air quality meter. Simple controls let you scroll through recent short-term averages for each measurement. These averages change based on the measurement. For example, the formaldehyde average is 60 minutes, while the CO2 and PM2.5 averages are 10 minutes. The color screen is easy to read regardless of lighting conditions. The built-in battery allows you to take measurements without power for up to 12 hours at a time. While we find the short-term averages provided by the YVELINES Air Quality Tester to be quite useful, they likely won't be sufficient for those interested in tracking long-term air quality trends in their home. Doing so would require labor-intensive manual tracking of the unit's readings. Additionally, this unit's CO2 readings were consistently more than 10% off from those of our professionally calibrated CO2 meter. However, its CO2 readings were consistently 15% to 20% higher than expected. Since it typically read higher than the calibrated Pro meter in our testing, we still feel it could be a useful tool for those wanting to make sure the CO2 concentration in their home doesn't get too high. Overall, This meter is a great and relatively inexpensive option for those that want to make sure the air quality in their home stays within acceptable limits during wildfire season or the cold winter months when proper ventilation becomes difficult.
Number 2 of my list.
Airthings 2930 Wave Plus. When it comes to monitoring the air quality of your home, long-term trends and averages are often more telling than individual measurements. This is where the Airthings 2930 Wave Plus, one of our favorite air quality meters, shines. Its user-friendly app allows you to quickly scroll through 48-hour, weekly, monthly, and yearly averages, as well as trend graphs, for all of the contaminants it measures. It is also one of the few consumer meters on the market that measures radon, making it a good choice for those in high radon areas. If you don't want to constantly check your phone, you can set notifications for when individual contaminants reach critical thresholds. Alternatively, you can just wave your hand over the meter to get a simple green, yellow, or red summary of the overall air quality. This meter can run for many weeks on 2 AA batteries, meaning you can place it anywhere you'd like regardless of outlet access. Finally, it passed our basic accuracy test for CO2 monitoring. The biggest strike against this air quality meter is the lack of PM 2.5 tracking, meaning it doesn't track the particulate air pollution associated with wildfires and other smoke. Additionally, the meter only communicates with your phone via Bluetooth, so you must be within 30 feet or so to download new data. While not a deal breaker, on such a capable meter we would have appreciated a Wi-Fi connection that allows for monitoring when on vacation. A Wi-Fi hub is reportedly in the works. Overall, if radon monitoring is of concern to you and you don't mind the lack of particulate pollution tracking, the Airthings 2930 Wave Plus is a great device.
And number 1.
Awair Element Indoor. For those who want to track common air pollutants and CO2, we think the Awair Element Indoor is one of the most useful devices on the market. Within its associated app, you can easily track both the current air quality in your home as well as its long-term trends. You can also enable notifications for when individual air pollutants reach critical levels. The Wi-Fi connection allows you to access these measurements from anywhere with an internet connection, so you can check in and make sure your heater hasn't broken while on vacation. You can also choose to display the measurement of your choice on the front of the meter, allowing you to get an update at a glance. To top it all off, this meter easily passed our baseline accuracy tests for both PM 2.5 particulate matter and CO2. Our main complaint with the Awair is that it only operates when plugged in, limiting placement in your home. Additionally, the LED display can be somewhat challenging to read, especially in brightly lit settings. Despite these minor gripes, we think the Awair Element Indoor Monitor is a valuable tool for tracking air quality in any home.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.